Namaste. Welcome back to our course Ayurveda Sanskritam. In today's session, we will be discussing the usage of the Triteeya Vibhakti. So this was our exercise. I hope you're ready with the answers. So here are the answers. Pachakaha modakan pachati, choraha ratnan chorayati, Keshavaha suryam pashyati, Janakaha putrau smarati, Agrajaha anujan rakshati, Anujaha phalarasam ichhati, Balakaha agrajam dashati, Ajagaraha bhekau gilati. So let me know how many of these you got right. And are there any makaras that can be changed into an anuswara? Pause for a moment, think, and then play. So Suryam Pashyati and Agrajam Dashati. In these two places, the makara can be changed into an anuswara, whereas here it cannot be changed into an anuswara because it is followed by a swara. So the only rule that we need to remember is if it is followed by a vyanjanakshara, it can be changed. Otherwise, not. So here it cannot be changed. So what were these question marks? What should come in the place of these question marks? Pause for a moment and answer. So akarantah pullingah vata shabdah vatah vatau vataha he vatau he vataha vatam vatau vatan. Now coming to the Triteeya Vibhakti, what does it sound like? It goes like Vatena Vatabhyam Vataihi. Vatena Vatabhyam Vataihi. So remember how it sounds. We're going to see how to use them now. So this was the basic sentence we were working with. Chhatraha pathati, Chhatraha kim pathati, Chhatraha shlokam pathati. And now we're asking another question. Chhatraha kena saha shlokam pathati, which means along with whom is the student reading a shloka, or does the student read the shloka? So the answer to this question, kena saha, along with whom, is given in the Triteeya Vibhakti. So just like, what did it sound like? Vatena vatabhyam vataihi. Now we're going to answer in the Triteeya Vibhakti. Chhatraha adhyapakena saha shlokam pathati. So this saha means along with, and it is always accompanied by a word in the Triteeya Vibhakti. So Chhatraha adhyapakena saha shlokam pathati. The student reads the shloka along with the teacher. Right. Now let's make a few sentences. We have here Akarantah pullingah agraja shabdah is required in the Prathama Vibhakti. Akarantah pullingah anuja shabdah, like vatena vatabhyam vataihi, we want anuja shabdah. And then we want akarantah pullingah ikshurasa shabdah in Dvitiya Vibhakti, ekavachanam only, just for the sake of the sentence. And we need pa dhatu. Pa dhatu begins as pibati. Pa is to drink. So Agrajaha is the elder brother and Anujaha is the younger brother, and we have already discussed why these words have those meanings. Ikshu rasa is sugarcane juice. Ikshu is sugarcane and rasa is its juice. So Ikshu rasa is sugarcane juice and pa is to drink. So pause for a moment, fill these boxes and then play. So what would it be? Agrajaha agrajau agrajaha anujena anujabhyam anujaihi ikshurasam pibati pibataha pibanti. So technically you can say ikshurasau ikshurasan as well, but just for the sake of the sentence you wouldn't really count sugarcane juice and you wouldn't say I'm drinking 3 sugarcane juice or 4. So just because of the sentence I have not included these two blanks, these two boxes. It doesn't mean they don't exist. Right. So how would our sentences be? So let's say we want to say that one elder brother drinks sugarcane juice with 2 of his younger brothers. So how would our sentence be? Agrajaha anujabhyam saha ikshurasam pibati. If you're getting confused, we'll go stepwise. So first we want one elder brother to be drinking the sugarcane juice. So agrajaha pibati. Agrajaha kim pibati? Agrajaha ikshurasam pibati. So this kim is in Dvitiya Vibhakti. Then agrajaha kena saha ikshurasam pibati? Agrajaha anujabhyam saha ikshurasam pibati if there are 2 younger brothers. If there is one younger brother, then what would the sentence be? Agrajaha anujena saha ikshurasam pibati. Okay. Now let's take a situation where one elder brother drinks sugarcane juice with many of his younger brothers. Then pause the video and try to frame the sentence. What would it be? It would be Agrajaha Anujaihi Saha Ikshurasam Pibati. Okay. Now let's consider that many elder brothers have taken one little younger brother and they're drinking sugarcane juice. Then what would the sentence be? Pause for a moment. The sentence would be Agrajaha Anujena Saha Ikshurasam. What would it be here? It would be Pibanti, because Karta is Agrajaha. Karta is the word in the Prathama Vibhakti and that is in Bahuvachanam. So the Kriya Padam will also be in Bahuvachanam. We are not changing this based on the younger brother because he is not the Karta. Okay. Now we want Akarantaha Pullingaha Balaka Shabdaha in the Prathama Vibhakti, Akarantaha Pullingaha Pitamaha Shabdaha in the Triteeya Vibhakti, Akarantaha Pullingaha Patha Shabdaha in the Dvitiya Vibhakti, and Pat Dhatu in Lat Lakaraha Prathama Purushaha. So Balak is a boy, Pitamaha means paternal grandfather. Pita Mahaha, paternal grandfather. Maternal grandfather would be Mata Mahaha. Right, and Patha is a chapter or a lesson, and Pat is to read. So pause, fill everything, and then play the video. So the answer would be Balakaha Balakau Balakaha Pitamahena Pitamahabhyam Pitamahehi Patham Pathau Pathan Pathati Pathataha Pathanti. Now let's frame our sentences. Okay, let's play with numbers now. So there are many boys who read one chapter with one grandfather. Then what would the sentence be? Many boys, one chapter, one grandfather. So pause the video and you can write down the sentence and then check. Many boys, one grandfather, one lesson. Then it would be Balakaha Pitamahena Saha Patham Pathanti. If many boys are reading two chapters with one grandfather, then what would it be? Balakaha Pitamahena Saha Pathau Pathanti. Okay, let's take another situation. Two children or two boys are reading many chapters with their grandfather. Two boys, many chapters, one grandfather. So pause the video, write the sentence and check. So what would the sentence be? Balakau pitamahena saha pathan pathatah. Right? So I hope you're getting it. So the words here can change based on the meaning you want to convey. All that you need to be careful about is that the vachana of the Kriya Pada is the same as the vachana of the Karta. Right. Now we want Akarantaha Pullingaha Janaka Shabdaha in Prathama Vibhakti. Who is a Janaka? As we had discussed, Janaka is a father. Akarantaha Pullingaha Putra Shabdaha in the Triteeya Vibhakti. Akarantaha Pullingaha Granthalaya Shabdaha in the Dvitiya Vibhakti. Granthalaya is a library. And we want Gam Dhatu. Gam Dhatu goes as Gachati. The first one here is Gachati. So pause, fill everything and then play. So we have Janakaha, Janakau, Janakaha, Putrena, Putrabhyam, Putraihi, Granthalayam, Granthalayo, Granthalayan, Gachati, Gachataha, Gachanti. Okay, so now let's do a very simple sentence where everything is in Ekavachanam. What would it be then? Janakaha, Putrena Saha, Granthalayam, Gachati. The father goes to the library with his son. Okay, now if the father goes with many of his sons, let's say he has 3 or more sons, to the library, then what would the sentence be? Janakaha putraihi saha granthalayam gachati. If there are two fathers who are taking their sons, two sons, to the library, then what would it be? Janakau putrabhyam saha granthalayam gachatah. if the father is taking two of his sons to many libraries, the father takes two of his sons to many libraries, then what would the sentence be? Pause for a moment. It would be Janakaha putrabhyam saha granthalayan gacchati. Because Janakaha gacchati. Kutra gacchati? Granthalayan gacchati. Kena saha gacchati? It could be putrena, putrabhyam, putrehi, doesn't matter. Gacchati is going to be in ekavachanam as long as Janakaha is in ekavachanam. Next we have Nripa Shabdaha in Prathama Vibhakti. Nripaha is a king. Why? The word Nr or the letter Nr signifies people, and the letter Pa signifies someone who takes care of or protects. So someone who takes care of people, is Nripaha, the king. Sainika is a soldier, Desha is a country, and Nam is to bow down or to salute. So we want Ripa Shabdaha in Prathama Vibhakti, Sainika Shabdaha in Tritiya Vibhakti, Desha Shabdaha in Dvitiya Vibhakti, and Nam Dhatu, which goes like Namati. So you can pause the video, fill and play. So we have Nripaha, Nripau, Nripaha, Sainikena, Sainikabhyam, Sainikaihi, Desham, Deshau, Deshan, Namati, Namataha, Namanti. So now let's make our sentences. So if you have one king saluting one country with all of his soldiers, then what would the sentence be? Nripaha Sainikaihi saha desham namati. You can play with these numbers and create your own sentences. What are the other ways in which Tritiya Vibhakti can be used? Tritiya Vibhakti, in the sense that we have seen now, is along with. So instead of saha, we have other words like sakam, satram, samam, and so on. So there are other words that mean the same thing, like saha, sardham, satram, sakam, samam. In all of those cases, we would use Tritiya Vibhakti to mean along with. Apart from the meaning of along with, where else can we use the Tritiya Vibhakti? When we want to denote a tool, when something is acting as a tool or an instrument, a helping agent in an action to take place, we use Tritiya Vibhakti. For example, Mukaha abhinayena vadati. What does it mean? Mukaha is someone who cannot speak, disabled, someone who cannot speak. You say dumb, okay, a mute person, someone who cannot speak. Mukaha vadati. Okay, so I'm saying that a mute person speaks. How does he speak? Abhinayena vadati. Abhinaya is actions, gestures. So you have sign language and everything. So they speak, but using abhinaya as a tool, using gestures as a tool. So this tool is represented in the Tritiya Vibhakti. So abhinaya is a tool in the action of vadati. Putraha janakena saha khadati, Krishnaha agrajena sakam tishtati, they all mean the same. Then to denote manasik bhavas, to denote feelings with which an action is being done. For example, balakaha santoshena gacchati, he happily goes. There we use Tritiya again. I could also say krodhena gacchati, santoshena gacchati, sukhena gacchati. These are all feelings which can be represented in the Tritiya Vibhakti. Then to represent a time period within which an action is done. For example, Raghavaha masena Sanskritam patati. He studies Sanskrit within a month, between this period. So there we use Tritiya Vibhakti. And then to describe the manner in which an action is done, how an action is done. For example, Ashwaha vegena dhavati. Ashwaha dhavati. Ashwaha is a horse. Ashwaha dhavati, the horse runs. How does it run? Ashwaha vegena dhavati. It runs fast. Then to describe disabilities. So, for example, Vriddaha Andaha Bhavati. Vriddaha is an elderly person, an old man. Andaha is blind. Vriddaha Andaha Bhavati. He is blind by what? netrena andaha bhavati. He is blind by his eyes. So here you might think, why does it make sense here? Blind automatically means by the eyes. There are other poetic ways by which you can say someone is blind. He is blinded by fear, he is blinded by love, he is blinded by so many things. And also, this specifies that he is disabled only by one eye. I did say netrabhyam andaha bhavati. So maybe this person is blind by one eye, maybe he can see with one eye, maybe one eye is functioning. So these are the small intricacies that can be expressed by these additional components of a sentence. Vriddaha mukhena mukaha bhavati. He is mute because he cannot speak through his mouth, but he has other ways of expression. He can write and express himself. He can express himself by gestures, as we had seen here. So he can express, but he is mute by the mukha. Karnena badhiraha bhavati. So if he's deaf by both the ears, you could say karnabhyam badhiraha bhavati. That adds a little more detail to your sentence without adding any extra words. Karnena badhiraha, karnabhyam badhiraha. It gives you a lot of information about the person. Then tulyaha, to equate someone with someone, to say that these two are equal. Putraha janakena tulyaha bhavati. The son is equal to his father. He is as good as his father. So there we use Triteeya. So these are some other situations in which we use the Triteeya Vibhakti. So let's make a few sentences using these new meanings that we have learned. So we have akarantaha pullingaha vriddha shabdaha in prathama vibhakti, akarantaha pullingaha pada shabdaha in tritiya vibhakti. For the sake of the sentence, we are only considering dvivachanam here. And chal dhatu, chal is to go or walk. So pause for a moment and fill these blanks. So vriddaha vriddhau vriddhaha padabhyam chalati chalataha chalanti. So I want to say that the old man walks or goes by foot. So vriddaha padabhyam chalati. So I'm specifying here how he is going. Is he going by a vehicle? Is he going by a bus? Is he going by train? No, he's going by foot. So I'm saying padabhyam chalati. Chhatra shabdaha prathama vibhakti, utsaha shabdaha tritiya ekavachanam, and pat dhatu. How would it be? Chhatraha chhatrau chhatraha utsahena pathati patataha pathanti. Just because it doesn't make sense to count utsaha, at least in this sentence, I have not included dvivachanam and bahuvachanam. But if there is a sentence where you can express these, you are free to use. So, chhatraha pathati. Chhatraha katham pathati. Chhatraha utsahena pathati. Enthusiastically reads. The student reads enthusiastically. If there are many students, then it would be chhatraha utsahena pathanti. So, we're taking a single sentence. Balakaha pashyati. Okay. Balakaha kim pashyati? Balakaha parvatam pashyati. So the answer to this sentence, to this question kim, is given in the Tritiya Vibhakti. Balakaha kena saha parvatam pashyati. Along with whom does he watch the mountain or look at the mountain? Balakaha janakena saha parvatam pashyati. So you see how we've developed such a long sentence starting from just two words. So we're adding detail as we go Vibhakti by Vibhakti. So you can imagine how long our sentences would be by the time we finish our 7 vibhaktis. If I want to ask Balakaha kena parvatam pashyati, using what is he looking at the mountain? Is he looking at the mountain through a binocular, through a window? So Balakaha netrabhyam parvatam pashyati. He is watching the mountain or looking at the mountain using both his eyes. So with that, we have completed 3 vibhaktis today. Vataha vatau vataha, vatam vatau vatan, vatena vatabhyam vataihi. Now this is for you to solve. Okay. So here I have not given the vibhakti or the vachana, but I have given you the word. So dehaha dash dash pachati. And I want these words to come into these blanks. Anala shabdaha, ahara shabdaha, prajna parada shabdaha, dosha shabdaha. So these are common words you might have come across, and therefore I'm not spending time to explain the meaning of these words here. However, if you require the meaning of any of the words, you're free to ask either through the comment section in this video or directly or in our classroom. And in today's session, I am not giving you examples from the text. So you are free to open any Samhita you follow, Ashtanga Hridayam, Charaka Samhita, Sushruta Samhita, anything else, and spot words in the Triteeya Vibhakti. You could just restrict yourself to Akarantaha Pullinga Shabdas. In our last session, I have given you a list of some examples of Akaranta Pullinga Shabdas. You could look for them in Triteeya Vibhakti. For example, you could look for shlokas where you find the word Vatena. You could look for shlokas where you find the word Kaphena. Okay, so find those words, find those shlokas, and come up with some examples, and then we can discuss why the Tritiya Vibhakti has been used there. So I'm looking forward to your answers and your examples. Remember, your involvement is what makes the course interesting. So with this, we shall conclude today's session. Thank you so much for watching. Namaste.